Welcome to Economentary. My name is Timothy Levine, and I'll be your host. Economentary is a low-budget, high production value, broad content-based grassroots show. Today we'll be headed to the steps of the state capitol in Salem, Oregon. In support of House Bill 2267, we'll be reporting on the closure of the SAG-AFTRA office and much, much more.
I am from Portland, Oregon. I moved there 13 years ago. Production, I work craft services, which is the snacks and beverages between the catered meals. There's not a lot of production work all the time. I have to rely on having a part-time job as well in Portland. So I sell shoes 3 days a week on top of production.
And why does raising the tax incentive benefit you personally? I mean, you just brought up that you work in the industry.
It brings more jobs to Portland and to Oregon, and so it allows me to do the job I prefer to do and have a really good time and enjoy doing, which is the production job, the craft service job, so I don't have to sell shoes.
Right on.
Within this past year, I worked on a movie called The A-List, Wilderness of James, COG, which actually just went to Sundance and got rave reviews, so I'm very proud to be part of that production. David Sedaris is one of my favorites. Season 5 of Leverage and Portlandia as well. Yeah.
I'm Vince Porter, and I'm the Executive Director of the Governor's Office of Film and Television. House Bill 2267 is the bill that the Governor introduced that would expand the Oregon Production Investment Fund from $6 million a year to $12 million a year.
Which means jobs.
Absolutely.
Lots of jobs.
You know, we've had, of course, 3 television series, Grimm and Portlandia. Leverage concluded their 4th season here last year. We've also had a new television pilot with Gina Davis starring into it, and Academy Award nominated film Paranorman, and then of course lots of local independent films that have been a part of the Indigenous Production Investment Fund. The Indigenous Production Investment Fund was created a few years ago that dedicated 5% of the resources of our incentives that are for local filmmakers, and we've had a lot of independent films. House Bill 2267 actually will continue that local filmmaker program, but expand it out to post-production and video game production. If you look at film productions and like what we're able to do, I mean, first of all, there's a lot of local hires. In fact, on almost every production, over 80% of the cast and crew are Oregon residents. In most cases, it's even getting closer to 90 and 95%. And then there's also the local small business impact. On a show like Grimm, we've seen over 1,000 local businesses being positively impacted by the show. So it has a very heavy local feel that sometimes a lot of people don't always recognize.
Personally, well, I'm a fledgling filmmaker, and there really isn't a lot of opportunity to become a full-time filmmaker here in Oregon without film incentives. And so having those film incentives increase would actually bring more opportunity for someone like me who is just new in the business. I've taken a leap from stage to film in the last year, and for me to become a full-time filmmaker, we need those tax incentives. And I'm here today to help House Bill 2267 get passed in Oregon to make our film industry stronger, bring more clean jobs, more green jobs into Oregon through the film industry, and keep our production companies thriving. Right now, we have about $6 million a year available in film incentives, and House Bill 2267 will up that to $12 million, which will bring in at least another $100 million worth of business to the state. So we're here to help that get passed today.
I'm Jerry Bell Jr. I'm an actor. You might have seen me on network TV. Maybe you've seen me on Grimm, maybe a couple times. Maybe you've seen me on the Nickelodeon channel. Perhaps. Maybe you've seen me in local industry, independent film. Let's talk about The Day They Ran Out of Bullets, which is a great film. I got co-produced, and I'm one of the actors. I get to do a little shooting, a little beating up people. I can't tell you guys too much about it. It's a really nice surprise. But it's a good short. It's winning awards and festivals. Don't Take It Personally, which is another great film. Ambrosia. Great feature film, action-packed, lots of action. I play a hitman. I get to beat up people, shoot them, choke them. But I'm not really that bad of a person. I'm really not. The past couple weeks, I've done a couple commercial shots and a couple PSAs. So, future projects. Jerry Bell Jr., which is me, I'm producing my second short film, Dirty Stack. It's going to be sort of a spin-off of Reservoir Dogs. We have a great writer, Maurice Caldwell, who shot it. And I'm actually bringing my old co-star for Bullets back then. Co-stars. But it's like Greg James. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys heard of Job Genie.
Oh,
but
Job Genie's coming back?
Job Genie's coming back. Yep, and working with Eric Demarath on that. It's going to be some of the things going on over the summer.
My name is Angela Davis, and I'm a writer. I'm from Portland, Oregon. Currently, I write for Portland Film Actor Studio, a movie called The Take. I am also the writer of Shouting Mountain. I also have a movie that I wrote called Unknown Legend. I am a farmer. I have a completely sustainable organic farm that I run in Portland. And we work cooperatively, and just like everything in Portland, we do it in a revolutionary way. We're entirely sustainable, entirely green. Our filmmaking processes, we crowdsource. We don't have the access problem that people in LA have, because if you're talented, we aren't going to look at the names that you've worked with. We're going to look at your work, and we're going to take you as you come and give you an opportunity to shine. That's what we do in Portland.
Hi, my name is Cameron, and I live in Portland, Oregon. I actually grew up in Virginia. I remember one of my favorite childhood movies was The Goonies. When I came out here when I was 18, that memory of that movie helped me explore the Oregon country and really allowed me to love this area. And I hope that experience also rubs off on anybody who watches Portlandia, Grimm, Leverage, and they get to see our culture, our geography, our architecture, and our history. That's why I think that our tax credit to support movie production is extremely important.
The thing that's exciting about the film industry here in Oregon, the film and television industry, it's one of the most high-grossing industries in the state. And it's also one of the greenest industries in the state. So it's a win-win all the way around. And a lot of people have the misnomer that we recruit work to Oregon. Actually, what we recruit to Oregon is projects that give people here jobs. It's very exciting, and not just the immediate family, not just the folks around the camera, on any side of the camera, but the trickle out into the community, the dry cleaners, the waitress that you leave a tip for because you've had dinner in a restaurant, you're here working on a film, the apartment you rent or the home you buy because you've decided to move here, you like it so much, and your series has been renewed. It impacts schools where those people's kids have to go to school, and it also honors a profession where the storytellers, and it makes me emotional. It honors a profession a lot of people don't take very seriously. But we're hoping through days like this, not only to support, to garner and sustain the support for the industry, but to give people an insight as to what we're actually about, and the discipline and the focus and the talent and the respect and the dedication that's required to be involved in this industry. And it's fun.
My name is Mark Richard, and I'm an actor from Salem, Oregon. The thing about the production fund is that because out-of-state productions come here to Oregon to shoot, local businesses have been able to hire more people to be able to keep up with the demand that these productions put on them. Because they need to go to the store and be able to buy lumber to build sets. They need to be able to buy cloth to make costumes with. There's so many different things. They need to house their actors. They need to house crew people when they're on location. All these things, all this money comes into Oregon because the incentive fund is there to bring these productions here instead of some other state, and their money follows it.
My name is Kim Hill. I worked on Grimm, and now I do freelance production work. The film community affects the community at large in the fact that for every dollar given to for the film incentive fund, it's supported by tax revenue, so the money comes back, but it also comes back to the community indirectly in a factor of about 12 to 1. Is that right? 12 to 1? How about that? Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah. So for every dollar that's given to the incentive fund, about $12 comes back indirectly directly to the community. And it would be wonderful to see more jobs. And instead of sending productions to other states with bigger incentives, Oregon's film community keeps growing and there are more jobs for everyone.
Production folks drink a lot of coffee.
Hi, my name is Todd A. Robinson. I'm an actor and an acting instructor in Portland. I moved to Portland in 1993, and I've been working in the kind of the film and TV industry here in Portland, in Oregon, for a better part of 16 years. I'm down here at Industry Day at the Capitol today to show my support for HB 2267, which would be the doubling of the tax break incentives, the OPIF. This directly affects me when there are more of these shows that are hiring SAG-AFTRA actors. I get more opportunities to audition for them, and if I'm fortunate, work on them. I've had the good fortune of having a really nice part on show Leverage that was here for a while, and then I also did a feature film a few years ago that was Paramount Pictures movie that I had a principal part in that I had a very good year. And that's what this is all about, is bringing more of this work that is, pays really well, has very high exposure, and more incentive money means more of that kind of work, and it keeps people working in family wage jobs year round, and what's wrong with that? I think another very important thing that needs to be addressed and taken care of here is the closure of our SAG-AFTRA local branch office in Portland. This is a very important office, especially in a vibrant market like Portland. We do have a lot of members here that work on a regular basis. Somebody like Nathaniel Applefield is a huge asset to our industry here, and so to eliminate his position and his office is just crazy. He's a great guy. He's doing great work, and we have such a strong, vibrant local branch here that it's very important that we are able to have a local representative that we can talk to, a place where we can get together, have meetings, do that groundwork that we need to do, organizational stuff like our union has organized a lot for this event here today. It's just, we've got to have that office.
I don't need to ask who you are. You are a longtime resident of the Northwest. Your name is?
Mr. Squatch.
Mr. Squatch. And where are you from? We've always wanted to know specifically.
Well, Pacific Northwest area, up into the southern parts of Canada.
Can you divulge a zip code?
Well, no, not really. So I hope I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I would like to keep my anonymity, if you know what I mean.
All right, Mr. Squatch, we will definitely respect your anonymity. And sir, why are you here today at the state capitol?
Oh, well, I'm here. A very important mission and endeavor, which is the promotion of Oregon Film Incentive. Not only do we want to keep the incentive for the next couple of years, but we wish to double it in size. We've had the incentive now for a long enough period of time that we believe that it's shown that it does bring outside investment to our local film community, therefore providing jobs and increasing just overall revenue in the areas where the films are being made. And we believe it's a very important thing to do, so I did the 4.5 week hike from the mountain, literally up on high, and came down here today to throw in my lot with these wonderful people and do our best to get the incentive doubled and to bring more films here to Oregon. Yeah.
So Mr. Squatch, I know you do work here locally. I don't want to divulge anything, but I know you've had some work done at a local studio, Ravenous Studios perhaps?
Well, I had some work done, yes. When you get to be my age, the cheekbones, I'll be frank, sag a little bit, a little paunchy. You start to get a little mangy and you want some work done because you want to keep working. But yes, Ravenous Studios is an SFX studio ran by Christina Cordum, locally here in the state, in Portland. And thank you very so much for pointing that out. Great for that. Thank you. Yes, I had some work done. Thanks a lot. Next question.
Your plans for the future, Mr. Squatch?
Plans for the future. Just making appearances here and there, showing support for Oregon film, and just putting out there the word that is Oregon film and the cause and its goodness, and that it needs to be taken up by the people.
Thank you for joining us for our first episode of Economentary. If you'd like to participate in our program, please contact us at our Facebook page.